I think we can begin. You ready? As this
I am.
plot twist, mouse submitted no walk roll only. uh, alright, alright. The first fight is gods can duo hitless, but attacking both at the same time. By the way, I'm trying not to see who has submitted these boss clips so that there's no bias in my judging.
Yeah, of course. I mean, even if you know the fight itself usually speaks more.
Yep, yep. Oh, look at the dodge.
Positioning one and then hitting the other, usually very scary because all of the attacks after transition are just something you really have to know
Oh my
positioning well.
god, yeah. That looks scary.
Yeah, it looks terrifying, honestly, but I can see that it is
Oh.
controlled in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh dear.
I love the transition there to the Godskin. Very unfortunate that the posture is attacking that time.
Yep, yep. Oh, nice use of dragon bite there. Dragon Mao.
A certain favorite to some of the community members for sure.
Holy. Apostles on the pillar. I've seen that before.
Inside the pillar, oh, I mean,
Yeah.
usually the pillars are already going long fights, and
Very nice
I've
use
been.
of flower blooms twice Azure for them. I liked it.
I love seeing it because that's pretty
Mhm.
much my favorite Ashen Port from the DLC.
Wow.
Definitely one of the best. I really like the design of it. I
Yep.
really like the applications that I do believe you can dodge some of the attacks, so that's really nice to see with that Ash 4. Now, both are dead. We need to wait for someone to spawn.
He also used the glinting nail item in his equipment. Yeah, there it is. I've never used it before, but it's a nice choice for the fight. Oh, nice. Nice timing there with the dragon just when he was summoning the guy.
Doesn't even cancel the animation for summoning, so he's okay to have them both in the fight again.
Yep, yep.
And one small thing is now that it's a reversed order. He transitioned Noble now. And I assume since he's attacking a boss, he wants to transition him too. Yep.
Here it comes. Spinny, spinny. Oof.
Oh my god, that looks so scary.
Oof.
It was definitely close to canceling the summon. I think it was a few, like half a second off of
Yep.
that time.
Yeah, I noticed that. He was a bit too late, right?
A little bit too late
Mm.
because he got the stun and the animation was just finishing.
Nice backsteps. A very good
and a
finish.
perfect flashy finish.
Yeah.
I like that.
I specifically asked them for a flashy finish as well.
Mm. The fight looked great. Uh, a lot of the situations, while looking terrifying, they were very controlled.
Yep.
I think on a few occasions, with a different RNG and slightly delayed attacks, you could get hit, but living in that moment where both of are about to attack you and you're timing your dodge it the best you can would work most of the time. So that's really nice to see.
There was a few things I noticed in this fight. At the last stage of the fight, over the corner over there, he had some really good dodges. There
I
was a
really like going
jump
under
dodge.
apostle.
Yeah, yeah, this one that was amazing. Jump
I
and a
did,
dodge from Noble over there.
yeah, and what is great about that was because Noble was attacking, you usually are okay to be close to apostle when he's doing that move, but because Noble was attacking, you couldn't really do that. So the foreseeing that can happen and knowing another dodge is really impressive to see. Totally agree with that.
Very, very impressive stuff. So we are down to scoring. SS, what do you think of the fight?
Uh, a personal favorite of mine. I am yet to learn it myself. Pretty much control because I know that there is a lot to know about that fight. So there's obviously a lot of knowledge shown here. Like there's just so much. I really like the choice, even though it's a base game fight. In its core, it's one of the hardest, especially if you're not losing sleep. And we didn't see any sleep. We saw a lot of the what DLC um, has presented to us, and bonus points for using that Ashavor because I think it's very versatile.
Also,
You can,
the item as well, I believe. Glinting Nail. It's from DLC, I think.
Mhm. I think it was used for keeping up poise,
Yep,
unless
yep.
I'm missing something. So we
How much
definitely
damage does it
see a
do?
touch of DLC, and you can obviously tell whoever fought that definitely knows how to know all these fights because some of the staves that you do, I saw a lot of no-roll dodges in that fight,
Yep.
and fighting him efficiently definitely requires you to know of the no-roll stuff, especially for Apostle. For Noble, he's a little bit harder to no-roll per se, so you definitely need to dodge that guy. Uh,
100%.
and being aware at all times for both nobles or Koskins, I should say, is a skill. You the camera control shown is incredible. Lock off, lock on, something that anyone
Very good
should do at some
awareness.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we can. Um, how do you score this fight? Is as
Discord, I don't hear sound in Discord, but
yeah.
that's not really an
I
issue.
no no no. You mean just now or throughout the fight from the beginning?
For the whole fight, I don't hear, but I don't need
I
to
see.
really listen to the fight itself. It's okay.
Um, I could share you my screen instead. That should work even better. Let me
I
switch it
believe
up.
that will
Right. I think now it should be fine. Right?
Yeah, now I hear so thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can now score the fight out of 10. I'd like to know your thoughts on this before I score it myself because I have no
Okay.
idea.
For a boss fight,
Mhm.
I would say it's one of the hardest, as I said, in the base game. Like a lot of people just don't ever want to fight that fight, so I would give 9 out of 10 for that, just because I would like to see more DLC fights personally. But that's pretty much um, why I would choose that for the boss. The fight itself was fought beautifully. Uh, I'm not sure if canceling the summon was intended. It looked like it was, but even if that didn't happen, it didn't really change the fight, and also kind of even made it a little bit more interesting because it reversed the order of who has transitioned, and there was intention to transition Apostle as well, to have
Yep.
that
Yep.
whole situation again, which is very fearful to get that fight hitless, and the fight was hitless.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, I like the assortment of weapons used, so I think overall I would score that a 9.
Amazing. As for me, I'll be scoring it on creativity and skills, guys. So, um, a lot of things comes into play here with the boss fight selection, the weapon selection, the ash of war, the spells, even the consumable items and reusable items, um, and also how the players dodge the boss's attack with backstabs. I mean backsteps and jumps included. Also, I noticed in the fight at the end here, he used the poison flower blooms for one of the dodges. Yeah, that one. Usually players do a jump attack here, right?
A jump attack, or they roll in
Yep,
and
yep.
get a charger tool off.
I've seen like jump R2 here, and this move there was very impressive as well. As for creativity, I'm gonna give 8, and for skills, I'm gonna give a solid 9. Incredible fight. My final score is gonna be 8.5. All right. Let's see what the chat has to say. What is Glinting Nail doing? It does hold the poise, surely. It helps in that, but also it gives some fanciness to the fight. A throwable. Thought there was a
I
cancel
would
on the summon.
assume you can also bait like a side jump for Apostle per se, because it's a projectile. You can force a jump to the side, so you could technically get close to the boss that way.
Yep, yep. That's a good idea. Mouse says thought there was a cancel on the summon there. Yeah. Is as was talking about it. Must must been just low. Yeah. I in my opinion, I don't think it was a canceling attempt because the theme of the fight itself was fighting them both at the same time. So it was fine. Love the use of dragon incans. Yeah, me too. That was so good. Sexy jumps. Yep. Just miss the summon cancel. Can just hear the snap. Solid 9 says busy. Did we go
And
through
you can
scoring criteria? Yeah, my main criteria is with creativity and skills, and also a lot of things comes into play. The scaling of the difficulty NG plus 7, level 1, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the skills and the spectacle of the fight, that's what matters the most. The awareness of what each enemy was doing was impressive. Yep. In this fight, you have to be super aware all the time. 5 out of 7, no sleep pots. That's funny. Hard to rate without having seen the other submissions. Yep. And here we go for the next fight, guys. Who would like to see some Malikat?
Ooh.
You ready, Azaz?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's watch.
What is the submission? What's the title of it?
Yeah, let me check. Level 1 NG plus 7. No rolls, no buffs, no talismans, ox, or Ash of War. New strats involved. I wonder who submitted this, huh? No
I wonder
rolls.
who indeed.
Yeah, I have no idea. Beautiful punish there.
Great spacing to bait the moves to not let the chain hang. So you get to the most important slam at the bottom, like top down slam, which a lot of the fight revolves around, but without rolling, you really need to know when exactly you need to jump at position.
Incredible. Holy.
Watching that one just looks so clean, so nice, and so consistent. That's what I love about all of the no roll fights, because they pretty much show you that there's a lot of movement that you don't really need using to be fighting the fight optimally, and it gives you just more opportunity to punish the boss. Saving stamina on R1, especially, stamina is all that you get.
Yep.
You have to use it wisely.
Change of weapon for the crit.
Yeah, I do believe it's still the case that the Warsworm Straight Sword is the best R1 riposte item that you have available, so naturally you would be using that to speed up the fight. We don't really want to be using the worst items, and when the restrictions are that big, you can just show how incredibly broken the balls are.
Yeah. Insane stuff, huh?
Very cool. I didn't even see, or maybe I missed it. Did he ever did the multi projectile attack?
I don't think so. It was a good RNG for sure.
Yeah, that's so
That
lucky
gets
because
involved in
I
these fights as well. Like if you're doing like no rolls and stuff, um, RNG plays a lot, right?
it does, and you really want very long fights to be able to show most of the moves, unless you get a good RNG where it just shows them naturally. And I do know that the dodge of the multi projectiles, unless I missed it, I think it's really cool to see.
Yeah, lot of
You
things
also have the
to unpack here. I mean the contrast of some fights, like some clips maybe like level 1 NG plus 7 with really hardcore challenges just like this, and some are like high level fights but absolute fanciness and uh, spectacle, right? It's up to
yes,
us on how to judge them.
and no wasted movement. That's
Yep,
the
yep.
greatest thing about watching that fight is that everything done in the fight has a point, right? Positioning wise, um, jumping, attacking at the right timing, because I'm sure everyone here knows how hard hitting that boss is with bows.
Yep.
You
He's probably the
really
worst
need to
boss, huh?
know. It's one of the worst for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Consort is pretty bad too. I don't like fighting him with fists.
Yeah, it has the same case of you just having really short range and you kind of really need to place your attacks. Um, you will see a lot of unlocking to make sure your attack hits.
Yep. Look at that. The awareness. Walks
Yeah,
back
he doesn't
and
get
the.
hit by the fart hitbox in the back. Perfect.
Absolutely at the border, right? He didn't panic.
No, yep, that's the positioning you want. You
Yep.
don't want to be exactly behind him, kind of from
Very
the
well
side.
done.
And positioning in no row is the most important part. That's how you get no row fights. You have perfect positioning and you're always in the right place. And it's very hard to see. You need a lot of practice for all of that to click.
Yeah. So, how do you score this boss? Is that what do you think?
It was the it was a clean fight. There was no mistakes in it, obviously. Um, I like the lock on lock. I saw that for a lot of the fight, it was impressive that you can hit the boss while locked on with boss.
Yep.
So that's always nice.
Also, bonus
Um,
points for the crackling pit lamentation.
Definitely. Yep. That's. I'm pretty sure that's how we all feel fighting some of those bosses. Um, I like the Dane drip too.
Yep. Drip is very important as well. I'll be considering like the theming of the boss. Like the first fight we saw fighting them both at the same time. That's the theme of the previous fight. So we have more team fights as well. Here we have Dane fighting with his balls. No pun intended, by the way. Uh, yeah. Let me know about your scoring. Is that
Uh, it's a great boss fight choice. Like that's pretty much another boss fight that is fair in its core. Like you don't really expect any bullshit out of it, which is always nice, especially for Noro.
Yep.
Um, I like the positioning, but all of that is related to not rolling the fight. NG plus 7 basically says even if I'm using the boss, I'm not really relying on staggering the boss the whole time.
Yeah.
So I will have a nice fight. Being R1 definitely makes it so that your decision matter a lot more of what attack choice you will have at a certain point in the fight.
Also, when you're at
And
level one, you're restricted to only only a few weapons, especially when you see like there's no talismans used in this fight. By the way, no buffs, no talismans, so it restricts a lot of like spells and weapons.
yeah, I love the fight. I love the touch that you have the swords for the riposts
Yep.
just to speed it up slightly. It's not necessarily needed per
Yep.
se. I'm sure you can just riposte with the boss and that's fine, but I do enjoy just seeing a weapon that obviously is the best. I know that. Um, for reposts on another one, and there's no reason not to use a weapon like that in a queue that is centered around so many restrictions already. And it honestly looked like this fight can be done the same way with just bare fist, but being extremely long instead.
Yeah. Absolutely, can be done. Easy stuff, huh?
Uh, you definitely can tell that whoever did that kill knows the fight in and out,
Yeah.
and is he's able to bait the moves that he wants to see, and that's very important. I don't know how exactly to rate it because it's just so beautifully thought that you often just overlook those things.
Yep. Yep.
And positioning in any fight is very hard to follow. And if you start thinking about your positioning, your fights will instantly just get better. That's just an advice for anyone
Yeah.
that's struggling for the boss.
Positioning was so perfect in this boss fight here. It was also very crucial to not get hit.
Obviously, the difficulty of the fight is insane when you can not use the sole reason why these souls likes are centered around dodging iframes. You know, when you get that out of the question and you use the new fancy jump that we have in Elden Ring, even though it's not really a new game anymore.
Yep.
Um, I honestly don't know what kind of scoring. I think it's a 10 out of 10 for the fight. Like you can't really fight it any better
Yep.
for the restrictions of the fight.
Absolutely. In terms of creativity,
In terms of creativity, I mean, oh, how can I how can I rate that really? I have no clue because the creativity in the dodges and the run ups to the boss to get out of the way of the attacks is just part of the fight, right? So I think
100%.
it comes with the scoring itself. Like you can't really. I mean, I guess you can run away for some attacks, but that's counter to what you would be doing for a fast fight, and I didn't see any of that.
Running away gives some bad RNG as well.
Uh, there wasn't really bad RNG. I think, especially with fighting any boss, positioning removes a lot of the bad RNG in general.
Yep. Hmm.
And I can even tell you, he's staying close to the pillar. So whenever Malikat decides to jump in the air, if you're next to a pillar, he usually will just do the slam down instead of the projectiles.
Yep.
So you can say that it's not even luck that we didn't see projectiles in that fight.
So your final score is?
I'd say a 10 for the restrictions and the skill provided. It's just an insane fight for those restrictions. I think not that many people can even try to replicate that fight the
Yep.
same way.
100%. Yeah. Super hardcore stuff. And also, as for me, the creativity comes down to the restrictions in this fight, and also um the yeah, the restrictions is the main thing. The restrictions of no rolls, no buffs, talismans, ox, and no ash for as well. That's these restrictions all comes under both skills and creativity, by the way. It's not just one category, it falls on both sides. um as for me, the scoring is for the skills, I'm gonna give 9.8, and for the creativity here, I'm gonna give uh, another 9.8. So my final score is 9.8 in this fight.
Awesome. I really like seeing Malikat in general. It's such a beautiful, well designed fight.
Yep, yep. Who wants to see some dancing lion? You guys ready? It's the third fight clip of the day.
The first DLC boss too.
Yep. And I absolutely have no idea who this is.
Dang. Clueless.
We got that Geno sword, huh?
The Fire Knight Greatsword, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much a skin on the Zweihander, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if some of the attacks are different.
I haven't used Swinelander that much. I've used this for more than that.
I mean, these songs look amazing. It has great moveset.
Yeah,
The
I
moveset is
absolutely love this sword with the fire spear Ashofar.
Mhm.
Absolutely amazing.
With the Fire Spear, Ashimori you kind of can see in front of him. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Really?
Yeah. It makes her just too much. Maybe makes it zero.
By the way, Dancing Lion is one of my favorite bosses from the DLC. I really love the fight.
Absolutely, yeah. Having the same attacks and having to deal with them differently is always something that I enjoy in any fight. Because it's a simple thing, but um, you keep the same move and you change one thing, and then you have to do your approach differently because of that. And that basically teaches you that maybe you can do that on the other move too.
Yeah. Very good fight. Very clean. Very
Yep,
cleanly
dealing
done.
with the dreaded lightning phase too. Beautifully.
Yeah. Um, the restrictions are hitless level 1. Uh, no damage talismans, no skill, and no ox. The talismans used are, is that arsenal I'm seeing? third one is Arsenal. The first two
Okay.
are Sorceal and Scarseal, maybe? Not
Sword
Scarseal.
skills, Scarcio, probably
Yeah,
Ritual Sword, I would assume, for the bonus damage.
that's not two hands. What is the fourth one?
The fourth one is attack damage boost, so that's why if there is a red glow around the character, it's probably the Ritual Sword.
Ritual Sword. That makes sense. Um, so, um, what do you think
It
of the
could be
fight?
just stats, I guess. I don't know. I don't see the red glow, so I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that's
exactly.
puzzling. Yeah. He has said like no damage talismans.
Hmm,
Well, that's puzzling.
I'm not sure. It could be the case because I'm not 100% if the sword itself boosts the
Yeah,
damage.
I'm pretty sure it
I'll need
doesn't,
to read
right?
the description. I
I would
need
have
to
noticed
read the
that.
description because it could be boosting the Fire Knight
Mhm.
spells and cards and Ashes of War. So I do believe it's that. I kind of have it on the back of my head that that sword gets something more to it.
Yeah, it's time to score now. What do you think?
I'll get definitely give extra points because this fight is not easy to know hit.
Yep.
Um, it's very tricky to know your positioning to be safe. I didn't see him wilding inside the boss. Usually, that's when things get hairy. So he wasn't all winning, and part of the reason is that just his weapon choice is a slower move set, which makes sense. You if you want to be next to the Divine Beast, you kind of need something fast to let you get your attack and be able to dodge after.
Yep.
So for the weapon choice, it does make sense that the fight is fought that way, right? You can't really be doing a bunch of attacks next to the boss and
Also,
expecting
the
to not get.
boss is weak to fire. That's one of the choices, I think, for choosing this weapon.
Yeah, for sure. The fire, the poke, R2s, the crouching guard
Yep.
ones are also pierce damage, so you get bonus damage in general against that boss. Um, was the fight NG or NG plus 7?
It's NG.
Okay.
We got a 2 minute fight. That's the that's probably the reason it got over so soon.
We didn't see there is like a chain that you can do waiting for just a move, and I think he got pretty fast. So
Yeah.
we didn't see like a stagger out of the opening. It was definitely possible. Like right here, you can just
So
CR2, go CR2, and then jump R2. You have time for all of that. So I'm glad we didn't see this combo. And kind of sad because, when it's available, why don't you use it?
yeah, 100%.
Um, the poke, just see how much damage it does. It's so much damage. Uh, that weapon is awesome. If anyone in chat hasn't tried it yet, definitely should. Um, we didn't see. Actually, I see throwing knives. Did we see any throwing knives usage in the fight?
Um, I don't think so. I didn't notice that at all.
I'm wondering if there is a strat that forces a certain move with throwing knives, which maybe is why you we see them there. Is damage low or high? I would say it's pretty high for the kill, even though talismans are no damage talismans, right? We didn't really, for example, I would have loved to see all the phases per se. I would like to see lightning phase, frost phase, the wind phase, and then the mix phase.
Yep, yep.
That's always fun to see how people deal with those phases. So a little bit longer fight in that case would be better. But I think if the restrictions was around 10-minute fights, you kind of need to go through all the phases, and that's just dead time, basically. So it's hard to even estimate what kind of damage you need for the fight itself. I can see that. Um,
What's your
I'm
score for
surprised.
10?
I'm surprised the whole fight pretty much is locked on. So, and we can see actually the boss, so that's always
Yeah.
cool.
I really like to fight this boss with the lock on. I can't do it
Okay.
without the lock.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that was the first issue that I had with that boss. It's just that you don't see what's happening if you're locked on. Like he's just moving all around. You're next to him, and it's so hard to even understand what's happening.
Yep. Even with the lockdown, it's pretty puzzling, especially if you get
Come
near
on,
a
you see.
wall.
No, it's good to see that I can see every move in that fight. So a lot there's positioning obviously in play here to be able to even do that.
Yep, positioning matters a lot. Um, Especially like the bite attacks are pretty fast. If you're right
Yep.
in front of him, it's pretty hard to dodge if you're at the wrong position at the wrong time. Let me know your score.
For the choice of the boss, I think this is one of the flashiest fights that can you can get. It's very hard to learn because there's a lot of moving pieces in the fight itself. Um, I like the weapon choice. It makes sense. It's probably one of the best weapons to fight them with. I think the fight could probably be done with the same restrictions on NG plus 7, and then I think the damage would be enough to see all the phases in the time frame. I would have loved to see that, so I'll probably take some points out of uh, just the fight not presenting the full potential of what we can see. Because I would really just love to see how the other phases are handled. Um, so I would say, oh, I don't know. Boss choice, I would give 8. The the difficulty of the fight, it's not the hardest fight in the DLC, but it's very difficult to know hit and understand what to do. So that would be, I think, a 7 for me
Right.
on that scoring criteria. We only saw the weapon usage and we were playing pretty safe. I think there are some strays that you could be doing. Um,
Absolutely.
I think my score overall would be a 7.
Right. For me, as for the creativity in this fight, with the weapon choice, uh, with the no Damage talismans. I like that restriction as well. No ox. For that, I'm gonna give a solid 7. And for the fight and skills, I'm gonna give an 8. My average is gonna be an average, and the total score is gonna be 7.5 for this fight. Very good fight, by the way. Let's move on to the next one. Another Maliketh. No role, no status, hitless, RL1 NG plus 7. No HUD as well, by the way.
Nice to see an auto fight again on Maliket specifically. I still am yet to learn all of the stuff that you can do in that fight. Very scary proposition, but you know, you can't really do much about it.
Using the ash to get very closer. I like that. Change of
Swap
weapons to Radan's
Freya's.
weapon.
Is that Radan or is it Freya's crits?
Ah, it's Freya's, yeah.
I think it's Freya's, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yep,
Freya's.
Ooh, look at that.
Nice dodge with the Ash of War.
Beautiful. Another jump dodge with the ash. Air dodge.
Now we see, I think, what is that? The new DLC. Guardian, I don't even know what it's called.
Grandeur, I believe. Guardian
Looked like
Grandeur.
Grandier, but I think it has a different name, and you get the Relana's follow-up attack.
Mm-hmm, yep. Whoa, what happened there? Let me go back.
I think that's making stance on Milady. So we
What
were
a
dodging
dodge.
with Dash War, yeah, and using the forward plunge to get out of the way at the last second. Pretty cool. Timing. I don't know if you saw that, but there was a delay to wait for the attack to happen so you can go over it.
What do you mean? Like the timing for
Like-
the jump dodge, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's cool that you can't even tell if you're done or not, how much more there is.
Yeah. It is NG plus sound, right?
I think so. That many attacks.
Yeah.
Um,
I really like the phase 2 long fight, you know. Usually it gets over too soon.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would definitely enjoy this boss in general having just more HP.
Yeah.
I could get some hate for that. But I'm okay with it.
How beautiful. Wow. The
Beautiful
final
food.
dodge there, just to get behind Malikat here before the. Was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the wing stance dodges on the boss fights, really flashy melee in general. Absolutely wicked weapon. You can have so much fun. It feels so nice to use. It's a great choice of a weapon. The Ash of War also extends the moveset that Milady already has. It's just such a nice choice for that competition.
Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. It was so good. And these are the weapons used in the fight. Milady, Freya's weapon, the fire greatsword, and the mantis greatsword, I think, for
I think that's
the.
the imp one, the imp weapon
Yep,
that
yep,
you can shoot projectiles with. I don't know how it's called, but it's from the DLC too. I think all the weapons here that we see are from the DLC, and I
yep.
believe the armor too. At least the mask I can recognize.
Almost this Anspark, maybe? Pretty sure it's Ansparks,
Um,
right?
I don't know. I'm pretty much the worst when it comes down to actual armors because in no hit you don't really wear any.
Yep. It's heavy loaded fight. Did you notice that throughout the fight? It's heavy loaded.
Was it? I
Yeah.
couldn't tell because a lot of the dodges were performed with the Ashes of War.
Yep. Um, I think I noticed the heavy loading sprint, but I was too captivated by the fight to mention that. Really well
Yeah,
done.
a great assortment of weapons. I, were they all upgraded too? It felt like some of them might just not be upgraded for having the longer phase 2 fight.
This one is plus 12,
Yeah.
milady.
Mhm.
Lizard, magic lizard greatsword. It has the lizard at the end of the. Sorry, this weapon gets a lot of hate, by the way.
Like, why would that be the case?
Yeah, many people don't like the weapon. I don't know why. Maybe the damage is lower than the others.
It could be the case. Maybe you like your CR2s on greatswords and this one has a projectile instead, I would assume.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That would be something that to hate because greatswords are great CR2 machines.
Plus 15 and plus 25 here. This one's maxed.
Yeah. That Ashibor also is really cool. It's like the Giant's Hunt, but it also buffs your weapon.
Yep, yep. Really
And the
enjoyed it.
wingstand finish.
Yeah, a lot of things to unpack here, by the way. A lot of things going on. Even from the start, you see these fancy dodges. He faces the camera instead of the boss. I don't know if it's for like fanciness or for like uh, efficiency in the fight, you know?
It could be. I mean, it's usually just positioning. You don't really need to face back the boss, and also you can see you just are not staying locked on, so your
Mm-hmm.
character naturally will just face outwards when you move back, locked off.
It might be
Uh,
even to differentiate between target lock and non-target locked, to be aware of if I'm targeted or not. That makes sense
mhm.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the more familiar you get with locked on, locked off, you pretty much know exactly when to lock on, lock off, and that's always so beautiful to see.
dear. Um. Okay.
I wonder if at any point in that fight you can do the follow up of the Carrion Sovereignty or whatever the
It
name
has a
is.
follow.
Yeah, it has the big sweep follow up, but you know, all of that just takes so much time.
Yeah. I don't think you get time for that.
Oh yeah, imagine. Um, but yeah, great. Noro. If you didn't say it was a heavy loaded, I wouldn't even notice it.
It was good of him to show the build and stuff, also the weapon levels. It was a good insight
But
as to what
yeah,
went into the fight.
and you can see just the light light greatsword moveset is so flashy, so good. And you can see now the projectile dodge, by the way,
Yep, yep.
for the
I
Noro
noticed that.
strat.
Different from the previous market fight.
Yeah, exactly. I knew that it's the case, but you know, would you really grind a kill to just
Mhm.
get every move while having so many restrictions?
Yeah. It was a very clear display of the boss's potential.
Yeah, again, with positioning play and see, for example, here he even got an attacking while Malekith was screaming. So potentially you can get hit by that and get knocked back.
Yep. Also here he chooses to, yeah, here he knows what attack is coming next. And
Mhm.
he chooses to do the ash just to get in front and dodge it.
Yeah, and honestly, it looks like you should be hit there.
Yeah.
But that does not happen at all. Um, well, we could probably be scoring this. I saw a lot of Ash of War usage to accompany the already the restriction of already not being able to dodge. To get the assortment of jumping and using Dash of War to kind of use it as a jump mechanism. Um, and those Ashes of War are pretty cool because we saw a lot of moving forward with Dash of War, right? Because that makes sense. You want to get close and behind the hitboxes.
It's the Milady Sash. Also with the Fire Greatsword, Fire Knights. You saw that. I think it's Flame Skewer, Ash of War,
I think so. Mhm.
right? He used
I
that
think so.
to dodge as well. Dodge and also for positioning at times. That matters a lot.
Yeah, you see,
That's the
just
dodge. Yeah.
going in with Dash of War to
Yep.
get behind the hitboxes. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Very efficient fight. Very good timing, by the way, there. Very good timing here. It's like frame perfect.
And on every occasion that you know you are close and you know that an easy thing would be to just stay close and do a jump attack. He just does the weapon art instead.
It looks so ridiculous though for this for this weapon.
It makes it better, surely.
Yep.
If so many people are hating it, as you said.
Yeah, that's a bit of a comedic element in the fight that I like as well.
Yeah, and with that career grandeur in general,
Mm.
you just spend so much time in that animation, so you really know. You really need to know where to use it and when it's safe to use it.
Absolutely.
A lot
Yeah.
of it just knowing the boss fight.
So how do you score it?
But we saw Ash of War dodges. I think that was part of the
Yep,
requirements for the
that gets
score,
some
right?
really good points.
There were a lot of weapon used,
Yeah.
which is hard to keep up with talismans and levels. We only saw DLC weapons, so we saw the DLC touch in the queue, right? We just see what new tools are available to us to be able to do the fights that we already have experience with, right?
Yep.
Which makes it really cool to know that you have those options. So that's really nice to see. Um, Obviously, it was an overall fight, so positioning and there was no real wasted movement as you would expect.
Yep.
There were a lot of situations that I personally, with my eyes, see that you almost get hit, but it's probably fine.
Yeah. Load as well. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how to score it. It's so hard.
It's pretty easy for me.
Like everything was beautiful. The only point that I would get out of the scoring was that it's not a DLC boss.
Um, I think the boss choice is fine. Totally. Like, I wouldn't even like consider removing points based on the boss they've chosen.
Mhm. Because all of it is 10, I would say it's just 9 on the boss choice, so that would make it like 9.6 for me.
All right. As for me, this is the kind of fight I expected. Um, to get the top positions today, multiple weapons, multiple Asher Force, and also, which really I liked was the Asher Force used for the dodges. That I really loved, and the positioning in this fight is top notch. You could say flawless, and the choice of Asher Force as well. The Crucible Wings. Uh, you have the Milady with the wing stance, and the Carrion Grandeur. I really liked everything from this fight, and so I'm gonna give it a solid 10 for creativity and skills. Are we ready to go for the next fight? Is
I
that?
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get in, level 1 lazy commander guys. I wonder what lazy means here. I'm curious.
Right. No hit, minimum movement,
Yeah.
backstep. So would that mean the fine talisman? I would assume so.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd be using the iframe talisman for backsteps or the crucible of all talismans. Uh, Yeah, minimal movement. I like to see that. Mostly backsteps. I like to see that as well. And no HUD, no buffs, and also this boss fight clip is a bit special because you guys can't see it, but um, it's widescreen. Usually, you have borders on either side on YouTube with the blackish thing, but for me here, it's a widescreen boss fight. Let's begin. It's 3 minutes. Boss music, by the way. We didn't have any music before.
Nice.
Look at that dodge.
Yeah, no, you can do that.
Yeah.
And I think no need a perfect. Still have enough time. So you see that the fight is optimized as well.
Backstep again.
Yeah, backstepping into the AoE, at least the visual of it.
Wait. Was that without
Was not
target
even
lock?
sure. I wonder if that was a reverse backstep.
Yeah. I wonder that as well. Nice movement there. Backwards movement.
Yeah, a unique way that I haven't seen so far for that attack being dodged that way.
Panic roll.
Not because it's minimal row, I think. Minimal movements, right? You
Yeah,
want to
I'm
get
just
out
kidding.
of the AoE.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you see that gravity ball starts spamming. Beautiful point.
Very nice, yeah. And focusing a lot on the backstep, which is a new way of dodging attacks in the DLC
Yep.
that we have now available. Really cool to see what can be done with backsteps used as dodges.
The opener is a banger, huh? What a banger. And the
Yeah, I like
yeah.
the backstep through the boss.
And the theme of the boss is lazy fight, right? And it
Okay.
actually does really look lazy. I like it. Like you can't be bothered to dodge it properly, so you backstep. It's kind of the theme.
Yeah, you can assume it was done with one hand too. How much little movement it was done in it. If
It is.
if it was
Yeah,
if it
tell
was
me.
said that it was done with the banana, I would believe it too.
I don't know how you dodge that. That gives you some crazy iframes, huh? with the
I'm not
talisman.
sure on the numbers.
That's
If anyone in
crazy.
chat knows.
I think it gives you like iframes just as good as a normal roll. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really good. And
Mm,
I am glad that it is in the game. And it is available with the Crucible of the Crucible Talisman.
yeah.
You pretty much get all of the iframes that you want and extra.
Items matter a lot in this fight, huh?
Um, I would say mainly on the charge attack, honestly.
Yeah,
That's where you need it the most. Overall, the fight I think is very fair in um, how it's fought, and we can see it here, right? A lot of the attacks are very measured. You don't put yourself in a position where you don't give yourself time to roll, and in this case, backstab.
yeah. A lot of backsteps, as the title says. Did I miss anything else? Actually, no buffs. No buffs as well. In terms
Yeah, I
of
guess we can't really
damage boost.
tell. Mm.
Look at him walking there. That's so funny. How do you score it? SS?
I like the use of the backstep and showing how much you can do with it. The fight in its core is pretty easy, honestly. On a scale, if we have to choose, or if we have to rate the fight's difficulty, let's say, I think Gaius is pretty much one of the first fights you would learn how to know it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Um,
Oh, there it is.
and
Talisman.
and it's a very fair fight, which makes it great for no hitting, right? Because and um, that's why a lot of people would choose that fight, right? You don't really have something out of your control, and we did see that with the transition, guys got stuck on the wall, and that's usually bad.
Yeah.
So it didn't cause any problems in this case. I think that's why there was part of why there was the walking forward to compensate for that.
Yep, yep. I noticed that as well. He started to jog there, right?
Yeah, because if it was a normal guys being in the center, but if you're minimal movement thing, you don't really want
Yeah.
to get into the center of the arena for no reason, right? And fighting him next to a wall just causes problems.
Yeah, absolutely. It's terrible.
Um, not how to rate that. We didn't see a lot of like different weapons used for it. No hood, always great. The anticipation of when the fight is done. The use of backstabs, but it's kind of sad that that's the only choice of dodge.
Yep. We didn't see any jumps, right? There's no
Yeah,
jumps here. There were several rolls.
it's also I think a more measured like. I guess the theme is
Yeah.
to just press a single button, but I would have liked some jumps too, because it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, oh, we're swapping even weapons. I
Yeah.
see.
He had the
Didn't really
same weapon with
notice.
bleed and the other one with frost.
Yeah. Makes sense. I kind of missed that.
Me too.
Um,
Until I saw the equipment he had, I didn't notice during the fight at all.
yeah, I saw a bleed proc, and I wasn't sure if there was also both because you can't really have both with
Yep,
that weapon. That looked like a reverse backstab.
yep.
Uh,
One of the key points in this clip. Oh, does it? Um,
I have
it
no
it
clue. It could
it
be
it,
the
it
camera.
looked like non-target dodge, but I guess it's because Gaius is running around you.
Yeah, we need more people that don't really move in fights to tell us if that's the case or not.
uh,
Um, I don't know. It's always hard to rate stuff like that because it's very efficient. It's really cool to see the backstabs in action and to see how much you can push the limit on that transitional attack AoE. Like we will see it here, I think, right?
yeah.
Like
Start
you would
running.
usually just
Start running.
roll in. And you want to be in the center of that, but apparently not.
Absolutely. Yeah, it could go wrong very easily.
Uh-huh. Eh,
Time to
We don't
score.
see any dip per se. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I would say compared to the others, it wasn't the flashiest,
Yep.
obviously. Um, Gaius, I always like seeing Gaius. It's a beautiful fight.
Yeah.
Uh, Only not on first playthroughs, but that's understandable.
You have a really a clear bias towards DLC bosses versus the base games.
Versus the base games, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm very biased at the moment because I do enjoy the DLCs, but I don't think a lot of the
Yeah.
boss fights are better than the base game bosses overall. Um, I would rate this fight with 8.5
All right.
compared to the
It's a very good
others.
number. For me, I really like the theming and the creativity involved in this fight. In terms of the restrictions and the lazy fight, the quote unquote lazy. I like that. And in terms of skills, it's top class. It's a hitless fight. I'm gonna give it a solid 9.5. Gaia's backstep fight, guys. What do you guys think? Shadows, how do you score it? Let's go to next fight, and I'm pretty sure everyone's excited for this one. It's Mesmer level 1 fight. Ready, SS?
Go, go. Yes.
So boost up that music, man. Wait.
I'm
Today,
expecting some
I think I missed it.
parries too.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's so efficient. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. Holy. Completely canceling out that animation.
Nice. Nice crouch.
Wait. Here, let's go back. I think we should see this. That wasn't just a crouch. He used the raptor to
Is it
crouch.
Raptor?
Yeah, raptor to crouch, and also I'm pretty sure his intention was not to utilize the raptor. He was pretty sure he won't get hit, but raptor gives you that crouch iframes, I'm sure. So he's using that to just crouch. It's very creative. I noticed this before as well, at 30-second mark.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a crouch.
Yeah. Oh wow, how did you dodge that? Wow, I'm getting
Waiting for the boss to go move. Classic.
yeah, I'm getting goosebumps, dude.
You can. We just saw that you can jump the grab, but not actually jump the grab, but positionally jump the grab.
Yeah. What? Oh.
Oh, so cool to see the positional dodges.
After.
Yeah, the full raptor to
Yeah.
dodge that attack. Perfect. Really cool multi-purpose use of the Lash of War to dodge different moves.
Starting fight.
Yeah, so beautiful. And you really need to unlock for a lot of those dodges, right?
Yep.
They just look so cool, so effortless.
Beautiful. Ending with the explosive physique tier for the final hit.
Really cool. And the cool guys don't look at the explosions.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I
that was a
wanna
really cool
comment
fight.
on a lot of things here. So starts with the jump dodge. For that, it's it's a very beautiful, epic way to dodge the first one. You can't do the same for the snake one though. I've tried.
I thought that I also saw the raptors used on the opener too. So cool. Just use the raptors too
Yeah,
for a jump.
raptor, and you get the
Accident
jump attack
snagger.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good timing. And
I think
also,
so. Most,
throughout the
yeah.
fights, you can see him facing the camera menacingly, and he just walks.
Yeah. Just do your thing. I'm waiting.
Yeah, incredible skills.
Yeah, it's so many inputs at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
especially with the Raptors, it looks so. It was used in multiple ways, right?
yep, yep.
That's what I like a lot because we didn't see many bad weapons, right? But we saw a multi-purpose use of the Ash of War.
Yeah.
There's that torch.
The first one was like
Look at
for crouching, and then there was the jump hit for the critical attack. He used the raptor fully and did a jump attack. And also in the second phase, he used raptor in a normal way. We saw three different ways, the full utilization of the dash. And by the way, I'm super biased towards raptor. It's one of my favorite, or if not the most favorite dash of all of mine.
understandably so. It looks really cool, and it looks like you really disappear, so it makes sense that you're dodging certain moves, right? So
Yep.
even aesthetically, it looks beautiful.
How do you rate this fight as?
I like the pace of the fight in general. I like that it's so fast paced with a lot of move, right? A lot of the dodges, especially of the drag move. You can see that the unlock plays a great deal there to be able to do that because otherwise you just get caught if you just stay locked on the whole time. Overall, great stuff. I've seen so many things that I've never seen before. That there was a
Yeah.
little backstep there that was so hard to even see.
Also, use of the cannon retaliation as a parry and also to parry the projectile.
Yeah, exactly. It was neat. I like the double use. I was wondering what would be the Q for. I was expecting the parry on the move.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have that many moves to be parrying. So it's nice to see that it had the second use in the fight for sure. Under the dragon instead too. Can be a huge opening. Very nice. Yeah. Just so I think that's Mesmer fight is probably the one that's the most flashy and probably the best fight in the DLC, at least for me. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yep. 100%. Look at this dodge though. Running around him when he does the multiple repeating thrust.
hmm Just
Wow.
laughing around it.
Have you seen that before?
I've seen a version where you backstep to get out of range of that, the multi attack.
I've never seen the
But I haven't seen that
strafing
version.
for that repeating thrust. Absolutely well
Yeah,
done.
yeah, I think so far that's pretty much my favorite fight out of the bunch. I wonder if there are submissions that can beat it. I would be excited to see. It was a really
So
cool
it's a
one.
10.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's really hard for me. Do I give it? Let me think. So in terms of weapons used, it's only the balls.
Yes.
Um, the what are the restrictions again? I wish he elaborated on the buffs, talismans, and stuff because of the no HUD. Maybe he showed us at the end. I don't think so. Um, yeah, we can actually summarize with. I don't think there are any buffs at all. Um, no, John, it's fine. It's fine, John. There's no buffs. There's definitely the backstep talisman, at least, or the crucible of all. Mm, that's beautiful. What a dodge that was. Was that a raptor again?
I
Wow.
think that was a backstep into a
No,
running item.
there's a raptor. Yeah, yeah. Backstep R1, and then here he strafes to left and raptor. Beautiful.
Mhm.
So your score is 10.
I think so, yeah. I mean, we saw multiple ways of dealing with the same move.
Yep, yep.
So that's always nice to see what are the options there. And just doing them in a fight is difficult in of itself because you usually would like to just have a single way of dodging certain moves.
In terms of skills, it's a solid 10 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic, and it's such a spectacle, and it's just eye catching and jaw dropping. Just watching this, I can just watch this for an hour. It's that good. In terms of creativity, though, I wish there was more weapons involved, but there was two ashes which were used very efficiently, and also bonus points for um, the showing off. Looking at the camera. There was the gesture at the end, I believe. I'm gonna give it a solid 9.9.
Great. Just beautiful fight through and through. And you really
Yeah.
can show a lot of the punishes that you can get with a weapon like bows as well.
Yeah, he showed me a
So
lot of new ways to dodge moves. Very well done. Here we go for a fun fight, guys. Isas, can you guess which boss we are gonna see next? The clue is, uh, he's an NPC.
oh, NPC. Oh,
Chat, what do you think is the next fight? An NPC fight. I think the first NPC. No, not the first. He's the only NPC submission. Which boss is that?
and
Isas?
I would love to see Gideon getting spanked to the ground again and
Ding, ding,
again.
ding, ding, ding. That's Gideon for you guys. Let's see the restrictions. Gideon gets it, but differently. Okay, there's multiple pots involved, and warming stone, or is that madness stone? Madness stone, right?
It's
Yeah,
a madness stone,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's the hefty pots, furnace pot, and madness. There's no madness, is there?
It's
What
it's
is
a
that?
madness and a furnace spot, yeah.
Wait, there's a madness hefty pot in DLC? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Um, nice talismans for. There's also sleep involved. Damn, beautiful. And pot talisman, obviously. And we get the Rakshasa armor with the alien head. Does the alien head give you any buffs?
It gives you arcane, so it will help
Um,
proccing the poison at rot and sleep. And I assume madness, but I'm not sure about it.
Here we go. A 1 minute fight.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. Your spirit but alas, none shall take the throne. Queen Maraca's held.
we would. Okay, yeah. Oh, he just still stands there even if man's broke. That's cool.
His body is absolutely broken there.
I know empire
What is happening with the body? Is that oil?
tarnished.
The oil tear.
It is oil. Yeah.
Lord,
Wow. That was fantastic.
a man.
It's extremely creative. I like that a lot.
Yep. Um, damn. What do you think of the fight? Funniest submission
I
says
love that.
Chris Grass. Yeah, it's the funniest one. Yeah, tell me, Azaz.
I mean, I love the use of the sleep pods with
Mhm.
the right amount of arcane. Obviously, when you just see him sitting there like an idiot, not doing anything. Um, I always like the madness stone in that fight. I think it's a very smart idea in general to use it as extra damage when you need it. We see all of the available buffs that we can have in case we are lacking damage now from the DLC. So that's really good to know for now hitters in the future. Because as you know, for a hitless run in that caliber, especially for Gideon, fighting bosses in the sense of fighting them is usually not the play.
Yep. Gideon definitely deserved what got what he deserved here. That was very satisfying to watch as well. Lang says, Arkan, you can, if you have 21 Arkan, you can sleep for 60 seconds after backstab if you trigger sleep during stand up. Yeah, that's how you break this guy, huh? Or perhaps any NPC? Probably just Gideon, right? Because of his dialogue and stuff.
I mean, if you
Maybe,
can get an NPC with a backstab, but you need to throw the. I'm pretty sure so. It's pretty much for Gideon.
yeah. Also, the DLC boss, Manus Meteor, what's his name? The only mother guy.
Emir?
Yeah, he's got dialogue as well. Good work there. Well, in terms of creativity, it's a easy 10 out of 10. But the skills, though, I don't know. It's very hard
For crea-
to.
yeah, for creativity 10. For actually fighting the boss,
This-
obviously.
What do you
You
mean?
can't really
What do you mean
score.
by fight? Where's the fight?
Yeah, we just don't score that.
By the way, no roll. By the way,
No.
no rolls,
Heavy load,
no rolls, no jumps, no backsteps.
multiple weapon use, technically. It was more like multiple consumables in this case.
Yeah, it's time to score. Uh, let me know.
For creativity 10, for boss fight, unfortunately, I'll give it a 1. There was like a split second where something bad could happen.
You have to give the points for like the theory crafting here, right? That's a
The
skill.
theory crafting, I bet it was super fun to do it.
Yeah,
There's just
I
no
bet
way.
this took like at least 10 tries. Or I unfortunately know who did the clip. Um,
I can
so
imagine who.
I think they know this strat like a year ago or something, or since the DLC came out. I don't know. Maybe it's a new strategy they have invented. I don't know.
I
Both
think also if you
ways.
go back,
Yeah.
I think there was a double madness proc. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I saw double madness from the stone and from the pot.
That's the first one, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. He gets it twice. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see
The
him
the
getting madness just before the
at the
pot
end it
thrown.
was too quick. I don't know what happened there. Look at this. What was that? The fire first and madness. Okay,
Yeah, you can
that's
see him there proccing
yeah,
it again,
yeah.
madness.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
And the rot is finishing him. Um, nope. Oh,
He
there we go. There's the.
almost woke up at the end. Naughty boy.
Oh yeah. I like the touch with the emoting at the end. Unfortunately, Gideon keeps talking, even and keeps talking and keeps talking.
Yeah. So what's your final score?
Um, for creativity, obviously 10. I like the double madness proc. Uh, it
We can't score this like other fights. Surely this is more like it is very unique, and we need to um, score it in a different way. Maybe I don't know. But but the main theme of the contest itself is display of your skills, right? Uh, but
yeah,
I
you
like
need a
to
lot of
see,
APM. You need a
yeah,
lot of APM to make the talisman swaps to even remember what you need to chain
yeah. I they
get
probably
all
use
the
some
buffs
notes
right.
or something on second monitor.
Yeah, there are buffing and modes existing in Twitch that totally show how hard exactly it is to perform all of the buff sequence with auto item swaps.
Yeah, what's your final score?
Um, I would say for me personally, compared to the other fights that I've seen, and that's what makes it so hard about because now I have a better perspective of the other fights. So I probably would want to even change the scoring that I gave for the first ones because they have the hardest job of just being the first fight in a format like that, right? Um, I would say if this was a first try, it was not very
Surely.
impressive. I would give a 6.5.
All right. For me,
Giving credit to the
as
other.
for the creativity, it's easy 10. But for the skills and the theme of the contest, though, in terms of that, I need to reduce the skill points. So I'm gonna give it a solid 7, a total 7. We go for a very special boss for the next one, guys. This boss is very close to my heart. One of the top 3 bosses in the game for me. Here we go. Boom.
Oh,
Let's see. No hit and no HD. Lag is finale. Okay. Oh,
naturally. Again, we see the use of the backstab items.
it's very cinematic. I love to watch that.
Yes, what start this now? Like we talked before, but it's very hard to hit this boss with Starfists.
Yep. Absolute trash to fight him with fist. You have to be very precise to land the hits.
There was a dodge with the move set underneath the attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Raptor, let's go.
Yeah.
Backstab. We love Mikola's hair, don't we? Holy.
We're spacing out.
Beautiful.
I think that was to show more of the moveset of the boss, right?
Yep. Also the backstab there without target lock. Really like that. Whoa. Beautiful. Close range dodge. It's pretty hard. Very good use of visual cue, I believe. Or he might have memorized the dodge timing.
I've never done it, so I don't know how
It's pretty hard.
specific timing it is.
It's like it's very precise, and also you could compare it with close range waterfowl.
I see.
Yeah.
And using the shittier version of parry with the golden parry.
Is it that bad?
I think they botched it, so now it has less
I didn't know that.
frames to parry. Unless they reverted it to when it was what it was before, but I don't think that's the case.
Just walking, beautiful parry at the end. Like that.
I also really
Oh.
much appreciate the
Yeah.
Cerulean dagger for the FP. Just
Yep,
keep
yep.
spamming.
Run, Barry, run! I like the weapon choice.
Is that the Starline?
It's Ralana's remembrance weapon, boss weapon.
Oh, it was the first part of the weapon art. I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what the title means now.
That's unfortunate. I consider to do something there. Sneaky.
Try to use Dash of War, I think.
Yeah.
It
was-
didn't go through.
He was doing the stance, but he changed his mind. He didn't have the window there. Let's take a look. He used a lot of weapons, surely. Level 200, that was allowed as well. Starfist, Misericorde, Relana's weapon. I really like the switch to Relana's weapon. Loved it. Also
Yeah, they're
multiple.
cool.
Yeah.
Like the light great swords, so stylish in general.
Yep. I really love the moveset of that weapon. All right.
Um, I really like the dodge with the star fists, where you dodge under the attack. I really like those moves with the tap R2s or the jump R2s. I
Yep.
think you can
Yep.
do that with a lot of
Mm,
weapons.
yeah. Gives you like a crouch, maybe crouch iframes. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much your whole model is just near the ground, so you pretty much dodge underneath any attack that happens.
Yep.
And knowing how PCR was, felt like he would not give you any of that, but they changed him, so now he is a nice boss to fight.
Pretty fun to fight him. Yeah. I spent a lot of hours on this guy. For level 1 playthrough and for the hitless run. It's not easy, by the way, guys. If you didn't know, um, yeah. So I like the use of multiple weapons and the parries he does here and there. I like that as well.
Yeah,
Nice use of
Paris makes
yeah.
it
As
makes
you
the fight
mentioned,
really bearable. I'm sorry.
yeah. As you mentioned before, the use of the FP talisman that I like too. He didn't drink even once, right? I didn't notice
Yeah,
that at all.
there was no drinking to break up the flow of the
Yeah,
fight at any point.
very well done.
And that allowed them to pretty much use a lot of the ashes of war a lot more, right?
Yep, yep. I like this parry as well for the second clone. And there he did a backstep, a really nice, probably the best backstep in this clip.
Yeah, really thoughtful to just use
Without,
it as a
yeah, without
position.
target lock.
And
Beautiful. You have
that's-
to align yourself for that and then do the backstep. Very, very well done.
and that moves, I'm pretty sure it still kills you through your eye frames if you don't position yourself well.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, how do you score this? We got a close range dodge as well. I like that. It takes at least a few hours of practice to master that.
It looks really flashy.
Yep.
I remember the only case was to just pretty much run away and not even deal with that attack. Now it feels really, it looks really good um, as a way to dodge it. And we saw two ways of dodging it too, right?
Yep.
So that's I like that a lot. And I'll take your word on it because I'm not familiar with that move. I'm not getting it. Not planning on getting it, I think. So uh, I like that it's close to. And does positioning matter on it? So I guess that's another question I have. Can you do it at any range, or you have to be in a perfect spot, basically?
For the clone attack,
Yeah.
uh, it's usually like you'll be deciding between if you wanna run away or do it a close range dodge, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, the positioning matters a lot there. Especially if you're near a wall, it's pretty much not possible to run away.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty hard dodge.
Also, I think we saw different ways of dealing with the same move in this fight as well, right?
Yep. He did a bunch of variety stuff. I like that to make it not boring to watch.
Exactly. I like the use of rolls and also the use of the backsteps
Yeah.
for the moves to keep it interesting to show what's possible. Enjoyed that a lot. The Ravana weapon, always fun. Um, I- it's very unfortunate to see to have the frames drop at the end, but that's
I'm my score for that.
oh yeah, it's out of control basically. I would score the fight in general. I liked the weapon choice. I like the touch on the talismans. We don't really see that those talismans used uh, in the way to improve the fight, not the fight length, but the fight appearance per se.
Yeah.
Um, I think fashion probably could have been added to it. Probably don't lose that
Yep.
much, I guess.
I guess it's to
But
maintain light load surely because he already has some weapons. But yeah, it looks too plain, huh?
so I think I would like to see some colors.
Yeah,
Know.
me too.
But the fight was fought beautifully.
Yeah.
Really good understanding of the moveset of the boss. A lot of different dodges. I would give a 8.8 for that fight.
8.8. All right. Um, I I thought about scoring this based on the creativity and the skills involved. The skills involved is very top tier. We saw the backsteps in multiple ways, starfish dodges, and different weapons used. I like that. In terms of skills, it's a 10, but in terms of creativity, it's a bit low, so I'm gonna give it 9.8. Here we go for the last clip of the day, and it's a beautiful Godfrey fight.
Great cosplay. Catches the eye from the beginning.
Yeah, Godfrey NG7 versus Mini Godfrey.
I like that.
If I was submitting a clip, I'd be going for Godfrey, personally. You can do a variety of stuff in this fight. A whiff there. I like the theming very much. You get
I like
extra
that a
points for
lot.
that. Yeah.
Yes, and the weapon choice, that weapon is hogging so much stamina.
Yeah.
So it's very bold choice because it takes so much stamina to where you question where exactly is your time to attack. And we saw so many attacks. I feel like maybe for a weapon like that, just having no stamina consumption would be so cool to see, honestly, even though it's kind of like cheating, right? You could probably
Yep.
just do so much more if the weapon was allowing that kind of playstyle. Because that's a slow weapon. That's a colossal weapon.
Yep. I'd like to see the use of the Ash of War somewhere. Overall, it's pretty fun. What a design, huh?
Yeah, Dash 4 is also cool because it's pretty fast. It could definitely be used. I agree with that.
Is
Just
it
tap
fast?
Ash of War. Ooh, unlucky. It's pretty fast, yeah. It's kind of like another one in terms of speed.
Ah. Wow, that guy was thinking what to do. Godfrey. Did you see that? The AI was like, what move do I do next? And he went for
Yeah,
the face tension.
he wanted to scream, but he couldn't locate. Got to scream too.
Nice backstep there.
Also, I'm questioning because the Ash of War is a roar. Like, can you
Yeah.
tank his roar with your roar?
It's basically the same one as his phase one phase transition, right? With the axe and the explosion stuff. Not explosion, but the earth shaker, I think. Yeah. Yeah, mouse. You're right.
I
There's a
like
lot
that
of
mechanic at
strafing
the
in this
end.
fight. And
And that
also
without the
no.
hood
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
Just committing to the finish like that. Pretty flashy.
He had the hand to hand in hand, but
That's
he didn't use it though.
what did
He
it
I
chance?
he had the martial arts dry leaf thingy, but he
Mhm.
decided not to use it. I think here I think he was opening his menu somewhere. Menu. Where was it? Yeah, I think yeah he was considering changing to dry leaf because how to do with martial arts, hey? Martial arts
Oh,
versus
I see.
martial arts, but
Yeah,
um,
would have been a nice touch. But also, it kind of makes the fight easier in a way because they're just a faster weapon, right? And
yeah,
he's so aggressive. He kind of just runs you down. Doesn't really, at least on the outside, it doesn't look like he gives you time to attack him. He's just attacking all the time. So kind of, so finding a time to use with a colossal weapon to hit him is pretty difficult in that phase.
yep. He just committed to it. I like that. To the theme. If we had chosen to change to dry leaf, the title doesn't fit, right?
Yeah.
Godfrey versus Mini Godfrey. Maybe it does because it's gonna be like a mini horror loop.
I think if they were to do that, I think they would have to have a whole different set to just
Yep.
swap to.
You just remove your shirt and that's it. Shirtless martial arts.
Yeah, I think you can play with that and have like a wicked armor swap through the middle of the fight. Transition yourself in a way.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible when he does the explosion attack. You get a lot of time. So how do you score it?
Very tricky weapon of choice. The stamina consumption on it while dodging that moveset of Godfrey is really difficult. I bet he has a bunch of endurance to do all of that. I really like the backstep use into the R1s. Those seemed really strong attacks, and we saw it in the beginning. The beginning I love, like the opener, really flashy, really cool.
Yep. I've never seen punish at the beginning like that. Never seen that.
Yeah, that caught my eye. Like the drip at the beginning, the opening move.
Yeah.
Like you really need something there because you can make a lot of it. Like, and first impressions are always important. And the backstabs, yeah, see him. Well, I like the jump. And with all of that, every attack, keep in mind, is really committal.
Yeah.
Like you really need to time it right to be able to dodge after the next move. And being looks like this is an unlock fight. We don't have the hood right, but I think it's a purely
Yeah.
unlocked fight
Yeah. Yeah.
from start to end, basically.
Hmm. Yeah. Maybe. I didn't notice that at all. It being unlocked the whole time.
Maybe in the beginning, maybe then it had a lock on, but throughout the fight, I don't think there was a lock on a single time. This didn't look like it,
Yeah.
and that means you're going much more heavy on just the camera control.
Makes sense.
I want. Did he swap at any point the weapon? Because it feels like at
It
the
didn't
later
swap the
stages.
weapon.
Oh no,
No. No.
because the transition was very fast from the beginning, but maybe it was just the sequence. Basically, that fight felt way longer than what the damage was from the opening move. I feel like, but maybe there was a skip in that I didn't call it. I would say I would rate that fight with that weapon specifically. You're very limited by your choice, but I do like the basically the I don't remember the word, but role playing as the boss itself and keeping to that. I
Yep.
enjoy a lot. I agree with Miles that we didn't really see the weapon art, and I think that could definitely easily be implemented. Just the top weapon art is just like an R1. Like right here, you can just weapon art. It's okay. So I think there could be more to that fight than what we see. So I wouldn't really give it a perfect score. We also saw some hits, and
Yeah.
usually
That's
fights just
unfortunate.
look more controlled. I think my final score for this fight would be a 7.
Mine is gonna be a 7 as well. I like the theming of the fight, and also some of the dodges and punishes were very well done. You could see the player's skill there, very well utilized. And with that, we have come to the conclusion of the scoring. Let's go to the talking screen, guys. So, here we have the participants at the bottom of the screen. And I've taken, um yeah, I've added mine and Azaz's score together, and we got the winner of today, which is, can you guys guess which was the best fight today? Chatters. We saw first the Godskin duo, then we saw two Malekith fights, no roll. That's very interesting. Two Malekith fights, and I think both of them were NG7, right? And we
I think so,
saw
yeah.
we saw Dancing Lion with level 1 Fire Greatsword. Then Gaia's lazy themed fight, which we all liked, and Mesmer level 1 fight. Absolutely stunning, absolutely amazing display of skills and game knowledge. Then we saw the fun Gideon clip, then the consort fight, amazing skill display in consort fight with multiple backsteps and close range dodges. And finally, we saw Godfrey. Oiled up Gideon wins, says John Smith. I wish if it was a different contest, that would have taken it for sure. You know. So let me reveal the winner of today. It's Mesmer level 1 fight, guys. The winner, Mesmer level 1 by Ashura. Claps in the chat, guys. Claps, claps. With a score of 9.95. 9.95, almost perfect.
Yeah, really flashy through and through. Great weapon choice. I enjoyed the Starface a lot because they just give you the option to show off a
Yep.
lot in the fights, and the choice itself of the fight is great because you can trade punches. That's so important. You don't really want a boss fight that just does its thing and you just sit there and watch, right? It's not that engaging, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
we know that Elden Ring has a lot of that.
Okay. And the second place is taken by the first Malekith fight with balls, prattling pit, and the sword. As the runner-up of today, and the third place goes to we have to reveal the name, by the way. DB, practicing the
That
newer P1 strats. Beautifully done. No buff, no talismans, no ox, no Ashofor. And finally, the third position goes to Mouse, I believe, the second Malekith fight. Mouse in a 2-2, absolutely well done. Really enjoyed the fight. And this fight was my favorite pick of the day. I gave it the perfect score of 10, which I did not give for uh, anyone else. I really enjoyed the fight, and this is exactly what I wanted to see in this contest.
we saw in that fight in particular, we saw a lot of the weapons. They were
Yep,
all
yep.
DLC weapons with all DLC Ash of Wars.
Yeah. A lot of dodges with the Ash. That was very impressive as well.
Yeah, and keep in mind that no rolling those fights is incredibly hard. Like you
Yep.
need a lot of skill to be able to do what you guys see here.
Well, with that, we come to the conclusion, guys. Is thank you very much for accepting my invite and entertaining us with your game knowledge, and thanks for joining in. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, and thank you for all the participants that had the courage to submit their kills. I'm sure a lot of thought and probably a lot of attempts, I would imagine, have gone through that. So, uh, great job, everyone. Like,
Yeah,
really
really great job.
incredible show, display of skill in the game that we all love. And I'm sorry if I scored some better than others, but frankly, I haven't seen them. I've seen them for the first time, and maybe some of the first submissions had the misfortune of just being first submissions, but this always happens. So yeah, hope you guys don't uh hate me for that. And yeah,
No, your scoring is fine. It's I really appreciate that. Well, with that, the event has come to an end, guys. Any final thoughts, chatters? As for me, yeah, thank you everyone for competing in this tournament. Also, there were some submissions which I had to reject. I'm sorry about that, but still, I appreciate your uh, participation. Uh, and I was absolutely stunned by some of the boss clips. I wanted to see something new today, new strats, new ways to dodges, new spells being used on certain bosses. I got everything. Shout out to Lank. We need to mention that. Shout out to Lank SSB for the absolutely stunning Gideon fight display. Beautifully done. Although we couldn't give a perfect score for that. Uh, if this was a creativity based contest, the scoring would have been very different. Mouse says the winner in our hearts. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's it, guys. Take care. Um, See you on the other side, huh? Thanks for the follows, Chris Grass, Satan, Mouse, Francie Drake, Tisha with the first. Drop a follow, guys. If you enjoyed the event today, we'll be having a lot of fun just like this. With these months, I'll be doing DLC hitless run, some challenge runs, Wukong challenges. Yeah. Isas, thanks again for joining in.
thanks
Um,
for having me.
yeah. Until next time, guys. Bye bye. Take care.